We are going to start the recording for the Drafting 132 lecture. And remember that you may ask questions if you have them at any time. Just speak up on your microphone or send a chat message, although sometimes I miss the chats. In any event, here we are. Remember that attending the lecture and the labs is optional. It is not required to complete the class assignments. That said, our lecture will go from 5:30 until about 6:15, and then questions and answers. And then we'll have a lab from 7:30 to 8:30 today, and Wednesdays as well. And so let's look at our modules for today. First, for the whole we are going to do line work and also review floor and roof tools, and then review questions number 2 on Wednesday. Remember, on Wednesday, you are to submit your first schematic design proposal or red line sessions. And so please make sure you do that. Next will be the agenda for today. And yes, just line work, floors and roofs. That's what we're going to talk about. Let's see if we have any content here for today. Yeah, line work tool, line work, introduction to floors. There are a couple of videos here, and these videos come with the textbook in case you haven't seen those. Those are additional resources that are available for you as part of the textbook that you have. I always try to place them here so that you can see those. And there you have it. And then we'll be lecturing on that today. So 2D lines, line settings, line work tool, and also floors and roofs with the Revit program. Now, let's look at the assignment first. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page here. And the assignment is schematic design 1, red line, right? And so the assignment is this. Using Revit, create a schematic design presentation that includes title block, floor plans, elevation sections, and renderings as needed. So you may determine that you don't need some of that to convey the project. And so the first submittal is this coming Wednesday. And my advice is always prepare your submittal ahead of time and send what you have. Okay, remember, this is not a finished project. This is ongoing progress print of the first schematic design of your independent project. So hopefully that's clear. If not, well, ask me the questions. And I'm going to open the Revit program and then we'll start with our topic for today. And it's currently opening. And well, maybe not for today. Okay, and as usual, we are going to open a new drawing. So, but I'm going to open my existing drawing. I think I saved one in my folder. And so you should have a folder with your class 132 spring 21. And there's nothing there. So I'm going to open a new, that's strange, um, project, browse, right? Let's do that again. New, browse, residential default, and open, and then OK. And that's the procedure to do that. Maximize the screen. By default, you will have the two panels of the properties and the browser right here. Let's see if I can bring it here. Ah, doesn't want to. It's because I have two screens. But and so what I do is I take one of them on one side and the other one on this side here. That's strange. There we go. And then the other one on the other side. Oops, too big. There we go. And that way I have more space to work here. And I can see more of the two panels on the side. So remember that the first thing that we do when working with Revit is to set up our levels. And we already did that. I'm going to do it just one more time today. And so um, select level. And the reason I'm setting this up again is because we want to make sure that we have the level set up according to the workflow for platform framing. Plate, yes, 8 feet. Click on the line, break tool, and maximize that. The only reason this happens is because at a 1/4 inch scale, right down here, they overlap. So I am going to click on that break symbol, break line symbol. And then this one should be 17, 9 plus 8, 17. And we're going to change the name of this to top plate. And make sure that you change that here because it didn't change. And so on the browser also, rename that to top plate because it's an existing one, it doesn't change. Okay, so that's my setup. Um, Next, I said that the next thing we can do on the workflow is to bring in our image of the plan that we are trying to create. And so I'm going to do that really quick once again. Um, and today will be the last time I do that. So I'm going to select the building. And so what I do is I can use my own design or I can get um, a plan that is royalty free and then I can work with that plan. So either way, it's fine. If you have your own design, I'm all for that. If you don't have your own design, then we can do this process that I'm doing, right? So just select a small building and bring your plan online. Let's see. Okay, so there's nothing that great here, but I am going to do the exercise so that you can, so that you can follow along with me. So let's look at a very small one. And it seems very small. Okay, so remember what we do is we get an image of that. So I'm going to use the snipping tool, select image, and then that. Now I'm going to save that, and this time I'm going to save this in my folder, documents, spring 21, and then floor plan 2. Because I already had the one from the last time. And once we do that, then we're all set. So first thing is to insert the image. Insert, and I can link it or I can import it. Remember that if I link the image, it's like using XREFs in AutoCAD. If I import it, it's just one time. And so I'm going to import it and go to my documents and my folder. And this one, that's today's image. And kind of place it kind of in the center of those 4 icons. Once we bring the image, next step is to scale it. This one seems pretty easy, 27 by 33. So I'm going to scale it down here. So I'm going to do select the image, then scale by reference. And from here to there, 27 feet. Okay, so that should be it. And let's just try to check to see if it got scaled correctly. This should be about 5 feet here in the inside of the bathroom. So annotate, linear, aligned, and 5/6. So that's great. So it seems to be okay. So next step, remember, once we annotate that, I'm going to move this down a bit, center, and I am going to lock the image by clicking on the image and then select lock or pin, I'm sorry. And now I'm ready to create walls. Remember that the workflow to create walls and the best practice is to select architecture wall, wall architectural, and then select the generic wall. Do not select any wall with finishes yet, just the generic one. And then make sure that the height is up to the plate, and then location line, coarse face exterior. Those are best practices, and I'll tell you why as we continue to work. And so now on a clockwise fashion, I'm going to lay out the walls. Remember, I'm going clockwise here. And I'm not worried about the doors or windows yet because I need to have walls so that then after that I can have doors and windows. And again, I will place the walls inside now. Here and here. And it doesn't need to be precise yet because we will make sure that the dimensions are uh, precise in the next step. Architecture. So walls everywhere they go. Not worry about the heights because I already specified the heights. And now I am going to kind of verify the dimensions. This bedroom is um, 12 by 12. Let's see what dimensions we have. Annotate, align, and then faces, face of core. And then select that and that, bring the dimension here, then this one and that one, and bring the dimension there. So I am going to select this wall and make this 12. See, I can just modify that there. And then select this wall. This is the wall that is going to move to make this 12. And now that's 12 by 12. Remember also that the dimensions can be locked. So, but if you lock them, it's going to be constraining your project. So if you need to lock them, please do. If not, um, just keep working, right? Now this area here needs to be 2 feet. So I'm going to do that here from here to there. So once again, align faces of core, and that should be 2 feet. So I'm going to move that wall 2 feet. Then from here to there, it says 12. So I'm going to do again 12 from here to here. And I am going to move this one. And now those dimensions are fine. And then this wall needs to align with that. There is a tool, this wall needs to align with this one. There's a tool here under modify, and it's called the align tool. So I'm going to use that. So select modify and then align. Select this wall and then that one needs to align with that. And so now this is also 12 feet. This one is 12 by 13. 13 needs to be on the down direction. And so align from here to there and select that wall and change that to 13. Very simple to do. And now I am going to align to this wall, this one here. So select modify, align to this wall. I want to align that. And we're all set. And so once the dimensions are there, I can now save this, and I'm going to save it as, this time I will save it as um, schematic design 1 independent project, and save. And now I continue. So what's the workflow like in Revit? Well, remember, I did the walls first, and now I can do the floor. And so I'm going to do architecture and floor. Floor architectural. The same thing here. Once the tool is selected, then I can select the type of the floor. Once again, architecture, floor, floor architecture, options bar comes up. And for the floor, I enter in this space called the sketch mode because I'm allowing now, or I am allowed now to sketch the shape of the floor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to select the line tool, make sure the floor is generic, and I am going to lay out this floor by tracing this line, this pink line outside of the walls. And that determines the shape of the floor. And so now I am done. Once I finish the shape, then I can click on this check mark to finish the edit mode. And now I have a floor. So I am going to look at a 3D view of the project. And I do that by clicking on the 3D view tool at the top. Now I can see that I have walls and I have a floor, right? Floor and walls. Also see the cube, the view cube here. The view cube only appears when you are in 3D. And I like to move around with the view cube so that I don't lose the isometric view. Although the view cube could have a perspective view, I don't want to do that because in a perspective, um, the views are not true views. So for me, that's a non-starter right now. So I can do that. Go to the corners of the view cube, and in that way you move around the model. There are other ways to do it, but this seems to be the best. Now that we are here on the 3D, also remember that at the bottom left corner of the screen, we have the visual styles icon. And if I click on that, then I can change the visual style. For example, wireframe, hidden line, shaded, and so on. And in shaded, I can see more. So once we have the floor and the walls, what can I do? Well, the next step actually should be to create the second floor. And so let's pay attention. I'm going to select the second floor tool here, and I'm going to go to the second floor. I can see the first floor under, and now I am going to create another floor. Select the floor tool, architecture, make sure it's a generic floor for now, and then select the line tool to do the shape of the floor. And maybe this time I want to do a little balcony here, but I'm going to do that later. So the shape of this is fine. And so once you finish the shape, click on the check mark, and then you finish the floor. And done. All right. So that's great. Not much more to do. And now I could lay out the walls the same way I did previously. If you have a floor plan image for the second floor, then you bring it here on the second floor and you follow the same steps as you did before for the first floor so that you can trace it. I don't have a second floor because this building was only one story, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the first floor and I am going to select all the walls by creating a selection box like this, see? Similar as in AutoCAD. Click, hold the cursor, grab all the walls, but I only need the walls. So I'm gonna go to this tool called the filter tool, and I'm going to select only the walls. Let's do that one again, okay? Select everything. Now select the filter, and in the filter, I'm going to uncheck everything and then just check the walls. Now the walls are selected. And what I want to do is copy all of these walls to the second floor. So while the walls are selected, I am going to select here on the clipboard, copy. Now go to the second floor, and this time we're going to do align, paste, align to current view. And now I have first floor, walls, second floor, and walls. And I just copy all of that. Right, and that's what we do. Now, the next step I'm gonna do is to create the roof here. And to create the roof, I need to go to the level that I am going to create the roof at. Before I do that, let's talk about this. This image now, even though it's very helpful, um, maybe I don't want to see it. So there are ways to turn this on and off, right? Because I can do this. I can hide in view. element. So I click on the image, then right click, hide in view, element. And so that's something I could do if I don't want to see that image. I don't have a problem with it right now. So I'm going to leave it there. Um, so we got first floor, we got second floor, and we're going to do the roof. Before I do the roof, I am going to do a section view. So I'm going to select the view tool and then create a section. This is very easy to do. All you do is that, select the section and then click starting point and then the ending point. Once you have that object placed on the model, then you can double click inside here and it brings you up to the section. So you didn't have to draw anything. You just look at the section now. Also, sections are now here in the browser. See, section 1 is right there. So that's great. I'm going to do that once more. View, section, click, click again, escape, escape, double click inside, and we are in the section, right? Now, the roof needs to be built at the top from this level. So what happens if I build the roof on the second floor? Well, let's see. I'm going to go to the second floor and I'm going to select architecture and roof. Roof by footprint is the option that we want to use. And what's going to happen is it's going to allow us to create, to pick the walls where I want the roof to be and then finish the sketch. So I'm going to select roof by footprint. Make sure this option is selected here on the geometry, pick walls. And then if you have an overhang on the options bar, you need to specify that overhang now. Maybe 1 foot is fine. I also like to click here where it says extend the wall to wall core. It doesn't make a difference when we have a generic wall, but it will make a difference later. So I'm going to check that. And then just click on the walls. My roof is going to cover everything. So I click all those lines and then we can use the trim tool to join these lines. Or you can do it manually as well, like this, right? You bring it here, then this here, and then that there. Or you can use the trim tool, right? And the trim tool is here under modify. Trim, one line, then the other. And finish. Let's finish. And now 3D. And you see what happens there is that I started the roof on the second floor level. So I shouldn't have done that. I should started the roof on the level that it needs to be. And so that's why I created this section, because I want to make sure I know which level I need to create the roof from, and the roof needs to be created from this level. So let's delete this roof and do it again, this time from this level. Now I am on the top plate, you can see, but I don't see anything here. So that's very important. In order for me to see what's under this level, I need to tell the program to do that. And so on the properties, there is a bar called underlay. And in here, under underlay it says none. So I am going to select second floor and apply. Now I see the building under. Let's see if we can do the roof. Architecture, roof by footprint. and select pick walls, overhang 1 foot, extend to wall core, and the roof is going to be a generic roof. Click on the walls, and remember we can do the trim tool there. We need a boundary. The boundary needs to be closed. And now we click on finish. And let's look at the 3D view. Now we have a roof in the right place. So today we wanted to review, not that, sorry, this is week 1 and week 2 and week 3. So today we wanted to review the floor and the roof, and then I'm going to talk about line work really quick. But let's see what's happening with this roof now. A roof has a couple of properties that are important for us. For example, as you can see, this roof has 4 slopes, meaning that it will shed water on the 4 sides. Maybe that's what you want, or maybe not. I am going to select the roof and then select edit footprint in the ribbon. Now you can see that each of the lines that creates each side of the roof has this little triangle. That little triangle on each line tells me that there's going to be a slope. The roof is going to be sloping on that side. So let me select that line, and we are going to analyze a couple of properties here. First of all, in the options, it says that that line defines slope. I can uncheck it, and now there is no triangle. I can check it again, click on define slope, and now I see a triangle. When there is a triangle, I can also see a slope. Remember, rise over run, that's what this means. 9 in 12, 9 inches by every 12 inches. So that's the rise of this building roof. I'm going to do 2 things here. First, I'm going to take out this slope also from here. And then I am going to modify the slope on each line. So instead of 9, I'm going to do 5. Just click on and change it to 5. Click on the line and change the number to 5. And now it's 5 and 12. And then I can finish. See, now I have a roof that is, it's got a less slope, and it only slopes on 2 sides. And so that's the beginning to understanding the roof. Now, the roof also has a couple other properties that are important for us. And remember that I added a couple of videos that show how to create floors and how to create roofs. And they're going to talk about all of these. But let me select the roof, and you see a couple of properties that I can modify. Go to properties now. The first thing is that, as we know, there are 2 ways to structure or frame a roof. One is by using trusses, and the other one is by using rafters. And so for now, all I'm going to do is go to rafters. That modifies the roof. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the ending. To do that, I'm going to select the section. Oh, that's not the section I wanted. So I'm going to delete that section. No, I'm going to modify the roof. Hold on a sec, because this is not what I want. So edit footprint. And I'm going to actually add the slope on these 2 sides. And I'm going to take it out from here and from here. Make sure it's 5. Same thing I did. It's I did it in the wrong side. And finish. Now, if I look at the section, now I see the roof um, the right way, right? So see the ending of the roof here. It's got it's what we call a two-cut plumb, two-cut, one cut and the other. I don't want that, so I'm going to change that in the properties to plumb cut, just one cut. That's typically what happens. And now I have a roof. Let's go back to the 3D. And that's great. Another thing that you can do when you create a roof in Revit is that you can attach the wall to the roof. And so we're going to do that. Select the wall and then select attach. And then you click on the roof. And that way it attaches that. So that's great. I'm going to save my project. And so that's the workflow to create the project in Revit. So we built walls, then we built floors, and then we built the roof. Another thing that you can do after that's done is to start creating doors and windows. And so that's pretty easy to do. I'm going to go to visual styles, and I'm going to select to be in wireframe. In that way, I can see through the walls and see the image below. And so let me show you how to bring the doors and windows. This exterior door should be a 3-foot door. All exterior doors should be minimum 3 feet. So I am going to select architecture and door. And then in the type selector, I am going to select a single flush 36 inches. That's 3 feet. And then I bring it near next to the wall and place it there. Now it's hard to see what happened. So I'm going to do it this time here at the front, but I am going to change the visual style to hidden line. So now I don't see the image. I know there's going to be a door there. Once again, go to architecture, door, then type selector, make sure you select the right door, and you bring it. See, there's nothing in my cursor, but if I bring the cursor next to the wall, then the door shows. And if I press the space bar, it changes the swing direction. If I move it in or out, it changes the side. And so make sure that it's somewhere over there. Click, and it immediately cleans up the wall and places the door, and all the lines are there. So you can do that for all doors. Remember, the exterior doors are 3 feet, and then doors for the bedrooms should be no less than 32 inches. And also windows, same thing. So let's bring here visual style. Wireframe, I can see where the window goes. And that window seems to be about 30 inches. If you're not sure how big that window needs to be, then what you can do is what I did before. Architecture, reference plane, put a reference plane on each side, and then dimension to see how far from one to the other. So annotate, align. And it's a 3-foot window too. So what I'll do then is select architecture, window. And for now, I am going to select just a fixed window, 36 by 48, and place it there. And if I do now, there's another window similar to that right here. So I'm going to do hidden line. And I'm going to place another window. It's got to be somewhere over here, right? And so window fix 36 by 48 and place it here. And the window is placed where it needs to go. So that's what you can do um, to create, to start locating doors and windows on your project. The next thing that I want to talk about before concluding today's session is line work. In Revit, if I select to do lines, I can do that two ways. There are two type of lines in Revit. If I am within architecture, in the architecture tab, I can see that there is a line called model line. But if I select to be in annotate, there is a line called detail line. These are two different type of lines. For the purposes of the exercise today, I am going to use only the detail line. And so select annotate and detail line. And now you get all the possibilities of geometry shapes here, plus you get a selection of line styles that you can use. Let's do that again. Select annotate, select detail line, and then you can select any shape you want. If you want to do just lines, then fine, select the line tool, and then select the line type that you want to use. For example, if I wanted to do hidden lines, I select hidden lines, and then I can start drawing with hidden lines. See, these are lines that I just created. And I am going to delete them. Click on them and delete. Now, why use lines in Revit? Well, please read the chapter for that, but also just to make sure you understand, it's just an option. And there are some times where we can present a project, the view that might not necessarily need to be a 3D view. For example, I know that there is a countertop here, right? And maybe I don't know how to bring a countertop into Revit. Maybe I draw it because I'm not going to present a 3D view of my floor plan. So I select detail line, maybe select medium lines, and then you draw your countertop, right? Then go back to hidden line, and you see the line for the countertop there. So there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it is a good thing that I can do, right? And so if I am only presenting um, a 2D plan, uh, there's not going to be a difference in my printout of this line not being the edge of a real countertop. So in Revit, you have then detail lines, different shapes that you can use, and also different line styles that you can use to create line work. And it's like drafting in AutoCAD. You can draw anything you want with these lines. Now, there are ways of creating more lines, but we're not going to do that today. I'm just showing you that. Of course, if you want to populate your project with more content, then you can select architecture and select, for example, component, right? And so if I click on component, then place a component, then I go to the type selector, and maybe I look for a sink. And there is a kitchen sink here, right? Bring it in, press the space bar to rotate it, and you put the sink where it needs to go. I don't remember if it needs to go there or not. And so the sink is a 3D object, but the countertop is not. These are just lines. But if I am just showing a floor plan, then that's fine. Now, what happens if I look at the 3D? I am on the 3D and I am going to select in the properties this tool called the section box. Click on the section box and then pull this down and you get kind of a plan view. Now locate yourself this way and you see two things. First, the sink is floating there. There is no countertop. And then there's no line either. That detail line only shows on the view that I created it. But if I am going to show only floor plans to my client, then this is okay. If I am going to create and show a 3D model, then what I probably should do is select component, place a component, and then see if I have a countertop. Countertop. And there is one there, see? So I can select that and bring it in. And then I could place the countertop. Modify it as needed. And I need to do some work for the opening of the countertop to be in the right place. But let's go to the 3D view. And now you can see that there is actually an object there. It's not just a line on the floor. It is a countertop where I can locate a sink. Now this sink is a double sink and this countertop only has an opening for one sink, a single sink. Let's see if I can find a single one. Sink. And kitchen sink double. So I only have a double. And so for now, it's not available to me. What I can do then is architecture component, place a component, and this time I'm going to go to load family. This is where all the content is located in Revit. And then plumbing, architectural equipment, oh, sorry, not equipment, fixtures, and sinks, and kitchen single. And that's the one I need there. I'm going to delete that, go back to the first floor and move this into place. And now it's in the right place. And so that's kind of the process we do. So that covers what we needed to see today. Make sure that you work on your project and complete the schematic design that you need to submit for review next class. Are there any questions? I'm open for questions now.
Hi, are the during the lab at 7:30, will you be answering questions as well, or is that with the tutor?
That's with me during the class days. I am in the lab 7:30 to 8:30. Yes, I'll be
Nice.
answering questions.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question about the roofs bounding the edge of the wall to the roof. Um,
Yeah.
how do you do that again? Where like if it has a slanted a slope, the wall follows up and it follows the slope, so just having the flat top.
In the roof?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go to 3D view and I'm going to turn off the section box. So you select the roof and then edit footprint. This is what you're talking about?
Yeah, see how it follows the shape of the rafters, the wall actually like goes to the pitch of the roof.
And what's the question? Because I don't get it yet.
My walls do not actually follow the pitch of the roof. They just go up to the top plate and stop.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Let me show you what to do. So what I did is to select the wall and then attach and then select the roof.
Okay. Yep, that did it.
Okay.
Will it automatically adjust then? Yeah, okay, cool. Well, I slide the slope.
Yeah, it attaches to the shape of the roof. See, if I select this wall, attach, select the roof, and then it goes up to.
And this is the weird one because it also kind of intersects the floor. Attach. Nope.
Another way to show this is this, and this is really interesting. So
Ah,
I'm gonna do a wall, and this time I'm gonna do an unconnected wall, 20 feet maybe. Let me do a wall here inside. Okay, and so now if I go to 3D, see that wall is going past the roof. If I select that wall and select attach top base, and then I select the roof, then the wall attaches to the roof under.
okay. I think I got it figured out. It's working well. It's doing this weird shape I got going on where
Oh, okay.
as like a it almost looks like a cantilever snap, like these little click snap things. It's like a weird like trapezoid type thing that jumps out. But I don't know, it figured it out. It's doing it well. So
Okay, well, anything else I can help you with?
uh that's it. We don't have to do anything fancy for the first schematic design submission, right? Just the
Just
like
what you have and make sure that you
walls and
present
stuff.
plans, elevations, sections, whatever you think is important to show
Right.
me what you're doing. Make sure you have them on uh, that's a good question. Let me see. One second. What's the
Like, I know for the
what's the assignment like?
you don't need to have it like rendered with like the nice trees and stuff yet and all that.
Let's see what it says here on the assignment. Print to PDF. All right, so you need to print to PDF. That's important. And so you can print everything to PDF. And we haven't said anything about that. So, and then nobody asked me the question either. But what I would do is this I would go to this place called Sheets and then find out the sheet that I'm going to use. For example, this is the floor plan sheet, right? And then all I do is print this from here. And so select File, Print, and make sure that you select a PDF writer. In Revit, there is no PDF by default. You need to have a PDF printer, and we talked about that before. But and so, make sure you have a PDF printer installed. I have PDF Creator, Qt PDF, or Adobe PDF. Those are all good PDF printers. Once I select the printer, then I click on Setup and make sure that the size of the paper is the size of the title block. This title block that is default in Revit is a 22 by 34. This is a D size. And so when I go to print, make sure that you select that paper size, right? PDF Creator, Properties, Setup, and then size, D size. Click OK, and then preview. And it looks like everything is fine. So it should be pretty simple. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, Professor. For me, for the printing thing, I have a problem.
What's the problem?
Like the size line won't print, and the section won't show on the sheet.
Um, okay, here's the deal. By default, if I open the first floor plan, there's a first floor plan view that is there. If I open elevations, there's nothing because it hasn't been set up. And so on this template, some views are already placed on the sheet, some are not. So first question I have for you is, are you using this template?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what sheet do you want to print that is not showing?
The elevations and the site plan.
Okay. So what you have to do is this, select the elevation and drag it into the sheet. Once again,
Yeah.
you go to elevations and select the one that you want on the sheet. And then you just bring from here, the browser, drag onto the sheet. You need to be on the sheet. For example, site
Yeah.
plan. I'm going to go to the site plan sheet, and now I have a site plan view. So I'm going to select this view and drag onto the sheet. Similar
Yes.
to placing a viewport into AutoCAD.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
There was also another question, please.
Yeah,
Uh,
go for it.
when I go to print the first floor, or when I be on the first floor view, the site plan will show.
Well, what's not going to show?
The site plan will show under the floor plan in the printing sheet.
The site plan will show.
Yeah.
Well, then make sure that the view is not on the site plan. On the first floor, you should only have the building, no site plan. If you go to the site plan view, then that's where you have site plan. What objects do you have on the site plan?
Lines.
So make sure that those lines do not show. To control visibility, what you're gonna do is go to view and then visibility graphics. And then turn off the lines that you don't wanna use. Now, I don't think I'm asking for a site plan yet. So maybe what you do is avoid showing the site plan.
Okay. I'll try to do that right now and to
Because you don't
maybe.
have to show a site plan on this project. Anything that you do for a site plan should be done on the site plan view. And when you are going to print the floor plan, all you need to do is bring the floor plan view. And that way, nothing that is on the site plan should show on the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so if you're still having problems, then come to the lab later on, and then we can share the screen and I can see what is it that you're doing.
Okay, Professor. Thank you.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Okay, I still have a couple more minutes. If not, if there are any other questions, I am going to take a break and I'll be back to work with 131 in 15 minutes. But regarding drafting 132, we're done, and I'll see you at the lab if you come to the lab. Thank you. And I am going to start the recording for the Drafting 131 lecture now. And before doing that, let's see first what we have for week 3. All right, assembly process, ADA, UVC requirements. We'll talk about that. Let's go back. All right, so we're talking about the new drawing that we need to do, which is called the new drafting labs. And so this is the assignment that we are currently doing in AutoCAD. And so the assignment was based upon as-built dimensions. You are to create a floor plan of the CAD drafting rooms, showing a room and furniture arrangement that creates 2 classrooms that are as equal as possible. So that's the idea, right? So let's open our drawing. Okay, and in some of the requirements that we have are these, right? You need to follow the ADA and building code clearances that are required. And there is a memo there as well. Today, I'm going to talk about something else. It's a very important part of the process that we need to follow for this drawing. And I am going to open this link here that's called assembly process. What we have here is a diagram that is telling us something about the organization of the project. Okay, so not only do I need to meet the requirements for ADA and CVC, but also I am asked to do this. And this is very important for us. This is what we call the drawing assembly diagram. When we work in an office and we're working on a big project, we're gonna be more than one person working in that project at the same time. So the idea of this exercise is to kind of replicate that, that kind of work. And so what we're gonna do with this drawing number 2 is that we are going to organize and assemble the final product and throughout the process of drafting in a way that kind of replicates the work done in an office in the real job place. Now, how does this work? Well, this is what we're going to do. We are going to create 5 different drawings, and the drawings are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so one drawing that you need to create is the title sheet. Remember that your title sheet, or also known as title block, is an independent drawing that you're going to use for all projects that you do. If your discipline of drafting is architecture, then your title block is going to meet the requirements for the architecture title block according to uh, those set by the national CAD standards. And that's important. If your title block doesn't meet the national CAD standards, then it's not going to work. And in the previous assessment drawing, some of you used title blocks that did not meet the national CAD standards. And so right away, then you have a problem. All drawings that we do with AutoCAD need to follow the standards established by the national CAD standards. And so make sure that this drawing does. Now, how do you know if it does meet or not? Well, remember in drafting 130, we created a title block that follows the national CAD standards. So you should be able to still have that, or if you don't have it, at least you have the recollection, and maybe you have still some lecture notes as to how that can happen. And so the first drawing that we need to do for this second assignment is to have a title block. And that title block needs to follow the standards. Another drawing that you need to have is a base drawing. What is a base drawing? Well, the base drawing is the existing drawing, the as is or the as built space. In this case, my as built is the space defined by this yellow line here, right? All of that space is the space that I have available for doing my project, right? I'm going to delete the dimensions. And so all the space inside here is the space I need. Now, my base drawing should be the as-built drawing showing the walls, doors, and windows. Okay, the as-built should show walls, doors, and windows. And then I will relocate and redesign what goes inside that space. Remember that in this area, we're looking for a conference room with the possibility also of displaying materials for the interior design and drafting classes. In this big space, we are looking for 2 drafting labs that can use computer and manual drafting. These labs need to be as close as possible equal in sizes. So if I draw a line from here to there, and then I draw a line from the midpoint, that's where the midpoint of the rooms are. See, very close to that. So maybe what I do is that but I cannot modify this wall. I cannot, and so what I need to do, if I were to put a wall here, is kind of move it there where I have solid wall on the outside. So that's the project. And so this is the base drawing. The base drawing is the empty space that I am going to fill with my new information. And then I am going to do another drawing called drawing B. Drawing B needs to have the existing lab floor plan. And then another drawing called drawing C, which needs to have the proposed floor plan. And then after that, I will create another drawing, and that other drawing is going to be called drawing D. Drawing D is going to be the drawing where I do all the annotations and dimensions that I would not do in either base drawing or drawing B or drawing C. And this is important to understand. In the architectural practice or in any other disciplines, we have a drawing that we call the plot sheets, and that's where we print from. And that's this drawing here, drawing D. Once I created all of those drawings, what I'm going to do, according to this diagram, is to combine them, right? And so I got a mall space area here and a paper space area here, right? And so what this means is that even though I create drawing A or the title block on mall space, I am going to bring this title block later on here on paper space. Base drawing is going to be connected to the existing drawing B as an XREF. And base drawing is to be connected to drawing C also as an XREF. This drawing and that one, which both include drawing, the base drawing, are going to be XREF into drawing D to create the final presentation. Once you create drawing D, then you are going to open the paper space layouts of drawing D, and you are going to create a layout A1 where you will bring your title block, and then create layout A2. And then you're going to make viewports, scale the viewports, annotate the sheets, and plot. So this is the typical process to create a project using AutoCAD. And the best practice as to how you need to link those drawings while creating the project. Now remember that the idea here is that we are trying to replicate a real world scenario where multiple people are working on the project at the same time. And so one person can be working on the title sheet while another person can be working on drawing D, and multiple other people can be working on base drawing, drawing B, and drawing C at the same time. So I'm going to give you an example of how the base drawing needs to be connected to drawing B. Remember, we said that the base drawing is going to be XREF into another drawing called drawing B. And then I'll show you how this drawing, which contains the base drawing, could be XREF into drawing D. All right, so opening AutoCAD. And the first thing I'm going to do is kind of finish this drawing. So I'm going to fill it here and then fill it here. And then offset these, the distance of these lines are 11 3/4. So offset 11.75 and offset that line here. And this one up there. Then let's assume that that's what's happening. And now I'm going to do fillet here to that, and then fillet from here to there, and this one. And maybe here what happens is actually this. And this definitely needs to end this way. I'm going to delete this because in this drawing there should be no annotations. And I am going to save this as my base drawing. I'm still missing the doors, but that's okay for now. File, save as, and I am going to save this as base drawing. Why base drawing? Well, because that's what I have on this diagram, right? This drawing is called base drawing. Now I am going to create a new drawing called drawing B, and that's the name of the drawing I'm going to do. So I'm going to do File, New, and ACAD, Open, and this is a new drawing. This drawing is called, it's going to be called drawing B. right there. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the units to be architecture. And then I am going to save as in my directory as drawing B. Okay, that's the name of the drawing B. And now let's see what's happening with drawing B. So what's going to happen here is in drawing B, I am going to create my existing lab floor plan. And so drawing C is the proposed lab floor plan. So let me create drawing C right away. And so I have drawing B here. And so I'm going to save it. And then right away, I am going to save as, and this time we're going to call this drawing C. So now I have drawing C, drawing B, and the base drawing, right? So I got base drawing, drawing B, and drawing C. And I can still do the next drawing, right? So I can save as drawing D. File, save as drawing, and we're going to save as drawing D. And so now I have all of those three drawings. Once again, I have the base drawing, I have drawing B, drawing C, and drawing D. So now I am going to start with the base drawing. The base drawing needs to be XREF into drawing B. And that is let me delete this from here because I don't want to have this XREF hanging in here. And I need to detach all of this. I don't need that anymore. Okay, and so this is drawing, base drawing. So save it again. And now I am going to go to an open drawing C. Let's verify drawing B, sorry. And so file, open, drawing B. And I am going to just put a little piece of text here. So I don't have the text styles yet, but I am going to set up my titles. And so annotative, new, titles, 1/4, and set current and close. And now I am going to create a line of text here. And I'm going to do this at 1/4 inch because that's the scale I'm going to print. And I am going to put here so that I remember which drawing I have. Okay, so I got drawing B. I'll bring that down here. And that's that. So in drawing B again, what I need to do is to bring my base drawing as an XREF. All right, and so I'm going to do XR for XREF. Then select to attach a DWG. And then select the base drawing. And click open and OK. Now, typically, I should type 0,0, but I don't have to do that. You can attach it anywhere and then move it. So I'm going to do zoom all. And then we are going to move this XREF down here. And this is 1/4, this is 1/4. Why is the text so small? Titles, Let me verify that one sec. Go 1 to 1 and then 1/4. That text should be way larger. What's happening? Um, let's do it again. Titles, multi-line text, drawing B. Yeah, that's the size it needs to be. So this is now there. So move it and place it there. So in drawing B now I have this object that is an XREF, and that's what I want. I wanted to have the base drawing as an XREF with nothing in here, because now in drawing B, I am going to lay out the furniture as it is currently existing. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the drawing that you just did, and you're gonna copy and paste that furniture as you had it drawn. The same thing we're gonna do with drawing with drawing C. So I'm gonna open drawing C, right? Drawing C, and make this 1 to 1/4. And I'm gonna create a text style here, new. And that text style is titles, again. And 1/4 of an inch, and whatever font you want to use. I am going to bring in the XREF again, XREF, and exactly the same one, base drawing, right? Because that's what the diagram is telling me. Okay, so I'm gonna move it closer to the end here. And I am going to type the name of this particular drawing so I don't forget. This is drawing C. All right, so I know which drawing I'm in because the drawings are identical except by the name. And so drawing C, drawing B. Drawing B is, according to my diagram, drawing B is going to be showing the layout of the existing floor plan, and drawing C is going to be showing the layout of the proposed floor plan. And so that's the difference between these two drawings. The XREF is the same. I didn't have to draw the base drawing again because I already did. And so I bring it as an XREF into those different drawings. Now remember that we're trying to assume that a person is drawing, a person is working on drawing B, and a different person is working on drawing C, right? So those are two different workers, but they are both using the same drawing called the base drawing. And so that's the idea on this process that we want to do. So please follow the diagram on that. One of the things that we wanted to talk about is on the XREF tool here, this is the XREF dialog box, right? And so remember that we have two options to display the XREFs here. One is the list view, and the other one is the tree view. If I do the tree view, then you can see that in my base drawing, there is also a title block that is XREF there. So that's okay. I don't know if I need that title block there or not, but it is there. So that's the advantage of using tree view, is that that I can see the dependencies, right? Which I cannot see if I do the list view. So I prefer always to have this so I can see which drawings are into which order drawings. Another thing that I wanted to talk about here is the generals of using the XREF, right? So if I click right click on this XREF. Then I get these options, right? I can open that drawing. And if I click open, what it's going to do is open the original drawing, right? Right now, my current drawing is drawing B. And if I click open, what's going to happen is that the base drawing is going to be open. I can also compare two different versions of that. I can unload and I can reload that X reference. I can detach, I bind and change the type of the XREF. So what is the difference between unload and detach? Both seem to do the same thing, getting rid of the XREF. But there is a big difference between those two tools. The unload tool will unload the XREF. And so let me click on that. So the XREF is gone, right? You can see it's no longer here. It's just unloaded. So let me go back to XR and I can do this. I can reload again. And it's going to come back on the same place that it was before. There we go. I can even put a marker here. Let's say that I put a marker on this corner, right? So let's do this again. Unload. And then right click, reload. See, exactly the same place, which is not the same if I do detach. Detach gets rid of the XREF. And now I don't have the option of reloading. I will have to bring it back again, attach, select it, and click open again. And you need to place it again in there, and it's not in the same place as it was. So I need to actually manually relocate it. So that's the difference between detach and unload. And it's an important difference because if the purpose of the exercise for us is to not see the XREF in AutoCAD, but I might need to have it back at some point in time, then the best thing to do is unload, not detach. Detach deletes the XREF completely from the drawing, while unload skips the reference of the XREF so that it comes back exactly on the same place. I think of XREF unload as turning it off. You don't see it anymore, but you can bring it to the same place at the same time, at any time, sorry. And that's a really big difference. Another thing that is important for us to remember regarding XREF is that all XREFs have a path. And so if I click on this, then I can see the saved path. And there are two main ways, path types, absolute or relative. Let's see what those are. So the full path is a fully specified directory for the file reference. Means that the program will remember precisely where that XREF original drawing is located with all the folders up to the root directory. If you specify, and if when you open a drawing that contains an XREF, if the program cannot verify that location precisely, then it's not going to be able to reload the XREF. So that's not a problem. Usually, having a full path is not a problem usually if you always work on the same computer. But if you are working on different computers, then your directories may be different from one to the other. And so AutoCAD is not going to find a file if the directory structure is different. And so when you have a relative path, are partially specified paths that assume the current right letter or the folder or the host drawing. And so if the program sees the C drive or the folder name as being the same as the one that was saved when you XREF the drawing for the first time, then the computer is going to be able to find that folder name or that drive letter. And so this is the most flexible option because you can move drawings from computers to computers. And as long as the different drive has a similar structure, just on a folder base or on a directory base, drive base number, then there will not be a problem with the XREF reloading. But only if you are being, if you're using a local drive. And so those are the main two differences of the path. So when you do an XREF, what kind of path are you going to use? And so by default, AutoCAD is going to treat it as a relative path, but you can change it later if you want to. You can make it absolute, right? So that the structure is always the same on both drives. And that's it for today. That's all I wanted to talk about. So please continue working on this new drawing and make sure that you keep track of the deliverables that we have. Next class, we'll review more on XREF and review the homework assignment number 2. Thank you very much. And I'll be back in 10 minutes for an open lab. Any questions, Robert, if you're still here?
Nothing yet. Thanks for
Okay.
running. Just messing around in Revit. This stuff is, I think I got down.
All right, good. So I'll be back in 10 minutes and then I'll have a lab from 7:30 to 8:30. Thanks. I'm here if you have any questions.
May I start?
Go for it.
Okay, I did the like I did reorganize the views, but I still have a frame on this section view.
Well, let me
Okay,
see what's happening. Let me, yeah.
so I still have this little frame.
Yeah, that's the view, the crop region. So you need to turn it off if you don't want to see it. Click again. Let me see which one is it.
Okay, so this one.
That is the crop region. Yeah. Okay. So go to the view.
That one?
Yeah. Turn it off. Now go back. There.
Oh, okay. And for the elevations, like I have those levels here on these elevations
You
and
need to delete those.
on those.
Delete them. Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And when I was doing the stairs here, I had a little problem. I asked Eric about this, but like we barely managed to set the
Okay. What's the question?
to place the. So if I like deleted this one,
Yeah. Just try to clarify the question. Don't show me yet. What's the question?
like placing the stairs on
Yeah.
from the
Placing the
first
stairs. What?
the
What's
stairs from the first floor to the second floor, the landing. It couldn't land on the place on
well,
the landing.
because the stairs have a rule that is already set for them. And if
Hmm.
you don't, if your heights are not according to the rule, then it's not gonna work. So what is it that is happening? Because it seems to me that it's working, but you're saying it's not working. What's wrong?
The section. Let's see that on the section, please. Where's the section? So the stairs.
Do a section through the stair and show me that section through the stair. Or move that section that you have here. See the section there?
Yeah.
Oh. No, not that. No. I want a section going through the stairs. No, not like that.
Oh, okay. That one.
Yeah, move that to the middle of the stairs. There you go. Now turn around the view, not that view. Turn the, yeah. Okay, now go to that section. Okay, what's the problem? Because it seems to be working.
But like I did that manually.
Well, you shouldn't. And so let's do it again. Go back to the first floor and let's create a stair. Okay, do a stair next to it. Don't delete that. Don't edit, just do a new one.
Okay.
Architecture, stair. And before you start here, on the properties, what you're gonna do is you're gonna check base level is what?
Must be the first floor.
Okay, and then top level?
Top level, the second floor.
Okay, that's it. That's your problem. Now draw the stair.
Like if I
On
want
the
to start.
side, on the side. No, don't do it on top of it. Do it somewhere
Oh,
on the
whenever.
side of the existing stair. Start from where it says dining room. under dining, there, start there, yeah. No, but don't, not on the
Oh.
existing one. Like, well, you did it on top of the existing one. I don't want it to do it on top of the existing one. Yeah, somewhere over there. That's fine. And go all the way until you have 0 remaining. There, click, done. Finish,
Oh, okay.
finish.
Finish. Okay, sorry.
All right, now do a section there and look at that section. See how it gets there? Now it's in the right place. And the problem that you had before was that delete the existing one now, the one that you had previously. Yeah,
So shall I start from the second floor?
no. The problem that you had is that you went to the plate, not to the second floor. Let's do it again, and I'll show you once again what you need to do. Go to floor plan. Okay, let's start again. Start stair. First floor to second floor. No. Properties. First floor, okay, to second floor. That's the key, because it was going to the plate, and the plate is lower. Now start from the bottom.
So if I want to do that from the second floor till like down.
Never start a stair from the top floor. Always start it from the bottom floor. Done. There it is. Okay, and that's it. Now, what's the problem with that? Do you have a problem with that?
For the, yeah, here.
Yeah, your design is not right, because what I'm trying to tell you is don't move that stair. Don't change
No?
it. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
Remember that the stairs rule is 7-11, 7 inches of the riser and 11 inches for the tread. So when you plan a building and your height is 9 feet to the second floor, as it is right now, then that's what you have to do. And you need 15 risers, right? It says there 15 treads, 16 risers. And so, yeah.
So this is the problem. So can't I remove that? Or sorry,
Remove
move this one, move the stairs from.
Oh, you need to move it, yeah, because your space is not going to work. But at the bottom is going to also be a problem. So your design's got a problem that you need to solve. What you cannot do is take away from the stair. You need to increase the space of your building.
I think here.
Don't use measure. Use this. Use dimensions.
Oh, the
There. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's 5 feet accessible, I think.
Does it work with 5?
With fire?
Does it work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're fine.
So with this section. So this looks good.
Well, it doesn't look good. I don't like it, but it looks right. It's different, right? Go back to the. I'm just messing with you. Go to a section view. That's not a section view. Do a
Okay.
section through the stair. Move the section line so that it's going through the stair. X out, yeah, X out. Yeah, move it through the stair. All right, now go to the section. And the stair is in the right place now, except at the end, at the top, this floor is not in the right place.
The floor.
Or vice versa. You can modify the floor or move the stair.
From here?
Yeah. To there.
And for this corner?
What corner? Well, those are the stringers. Do you want the stringers to be open or closed?
I don't understand.
You don't know what stringers are, so we haven't seen that yet. So
Okay.
there's that. So click on the stair and just turn them off by clicking, instead of assemble stair residential close to side, select that stair to be open to sides. The type of stair.
Here?
Select open both sides, two sides. There.
And this one is,
that's the right thing. Now you need to, yeah, that's fine. That's how it is.
so here I have like, where's the dimensions? Here we go. It won't work. I have to change it. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Good job with that.
Thanks.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you, Professor. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Armando,
Yeah.
I got a couple quick questions.
Okay.
Share my screen with you.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. First up, for the I have like a utility closet thing under the stairs and a water heater next to a
Yeah.
stack washer dryer. Is that like a no-go? Is that like too little space for that to be okay for like plumbing and access and stuff like that? Or will
Well,
that?
that's fine. That could work, but the problem I see is that that water here is going to be hard to get to.
Right.
Why are you using such a big water heater? I
Uh,
mean, in other words, why not use small ones, flash instant type one?
Do they have different ones?
Yeah, there are instant on-demand water heaters now that are very small and compact.
Okay.
Probably works better than that.
So just like go to Revit City or something like that, someplace to.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, exactly. Go and look for a on-demand water heater. It's very small. It's like a extinguisher cabinet, really, really small.
Okay. So that because I was looking at like expanding this out or whatever, which I didn't like, but if I don't have to do that, that's good. What else, right? Also here on these windows, I was when I place them. Uh, it's giving me the measurement option there. It's showing me exactly what distance it is
Yeah.
from the wall. And then as soon as I place it, I can't. Jesus, I can't get that back again.
You need to click on it. Oh, the temporary are not coming back. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. It should come back. Um,
This thing comes back. It switches direction, but
no, but the temporary dimensions should come back. There's a setting there on, let me see, modify, uh, manage, additional settings. Go to manage additional settings and then temporary dimensions.
uh,
And click on openings also. For doors and windows, click on openings and see if that changes. Yeah, click OK. And still no. That's weird. Well,
it does it.
maybe
If I click on the doors, the sliding doors.
click
Right.
on the door. Yeah, the door shows it, right? But why is not the window?
Even because this is a window. Oh yeah, no, it's only the windows.
Well, let me see. I don't remember if the windows can actually show that after. So let me look at that and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Temporary dimensions, Windows, Revit. Activate dimensions. Click on the window again, and then click on activate dimensions in the options bar.
Where's that?
Right there, almost on the options bar. The options bar is the last down. Actually, down before the
Oh.
screen. Yeah, there we go.
Oh. Why was that not that? You have to turn that on for each individual window.
Yeah, in the case of the windows, it seems to there's gotta be something about the windows that you need to do that.
That's weird.
Activate dimensions, usually we need to apply it when there are multiple dimensions that relate to an object. And so maybe that's the case here.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
But that's the solution.
Okay. The other thing is here for the perspective view is can I scale this without
Double click on it to activate it. And then what you're gonna do is go to view. Let's see, there's no, that's not view. Um, Where is the? Hold on, because it's very easy to do, but I just need to find out where that is. My project is clear. Architecture, view. Oh, it's a perspective view. Hold on. Yeah, select the view here. Don't double click, just double click out. Now select it. And at the top where it says size crop, make sure that the scale is locked. And then
Change that.
and then change the width of the height or the height.
Yeah, okay. That did it. Okay. Let me see.
Now click on the image, click on the view, and then you get that little dot.
All right. For the first one, does it have to be that much more complicated than this, or
What?
for the first submission, does it have to be that much more detailed?
No, that looks pretty good actually. It's got a lot of work there.
Okay. Yeah, it took forever for me to find a like free, no price, no license
Yeah.
to design.
But remember that you can modify it, and as soon as you start modifying it, then it becomes your own too.
Yeah, I mean that's what I wound up doing anyway. Was this here, which I found. I don't know how I found this through like Googling enough, but because this website, their house plans, like all the other ones, it said they'd be like free on Google. But then you go here, and they're all listed with prices.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they have I guess a tiny house. Tiny houses are a thing. A lot of people are,
Mm.
They have this like free, less than 500 square foot tiny house design thing,
Oh wow,
and
that's great.
it was nice because it was actually it's the full like this is what I'm assuming we're gonna do by the end of the semester.
Yeah.
Like
And
literally.
that's all done in Revit, I can see.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. I was looking at this and I was like, this is looks very similar. Like especially these pages and stuff. It's the shaded view and yeah. So I'm. It was way too small though because we need what 800 to 1200. Where's that page? Yeah, because it said this was only it had everything on the first floor. So I went in and I is it okay? Can I do this too? Because I looked up for bump outs for cantilevering rooms.
Yeah, you can do that.
I did it. It's 4 times the joist height or something. I looked it up.
Well, when you cantilever, the idea is that you have 1/3 cantilevering and
Right.
2/3 inside.
Right. So it's not coming out too far.
Yeah, that's right.
So it works. And I liked it. I liked the little slant that they had going on too. So that's why I was trying to get the
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
before. So it's cool. I imagine I made it face south as well because if this was in Santa Barbara, this would be beachfront right here, and so that would give you a nice beachfront view, and then right there on the side would be sunset view as well.
That's great. Yeah.
Sunrise for the bed here, and then this would either be guest room or office for that. So it's like a beachfront A view. All right. I think that was everything. What was that water heater called again?
On demand.
On demand water heater.
Yeah, see if you can find one, and I'll show you. I'll tell you if that's the one I'm thinking. Yeah, those are the water heaters. See, they're very small.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you can mount it at like eye height or
You
whatever.
can mount it on a wall.
Okay, so I can make that work then. Yeah, because I was looking at this looks a little the large one looks a little cramped in there under the stairs.
I mean, even look it up in the internet. Maybe go to Home Depot, and you'll see the real one, the real objects. They're so small that it makes sense to have that.
Like wall mount little things. Oh, also, is there a way to? I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to get into modeling furniture and stuff, but with this door here, either I don't know. I could cheat the front wall forward a little bit and get the stairs forward, but don't they have special cutout shaped doors for staircase closets and stuff like that where there's a
Yeah, it may be that you
chamfer at the
can
top
find one already done. If not, you're gonna have to make it yourself.
and you can
But
do that in the model?
look at Revit City; they might have some.
All right. Okay. I think that's it for tonight.
Okay, good.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.